You're listening to Well Within 10, a bite-sized approach to working on your wellness. 10 minutes of wellness thought leadership from experts across the country. Hosted by me, founder Stevie Gable Carr. Today we are chatting with Alanna Martella, on-air TV personality, co-host of Girls with Guts podcast, and manifesting extraordinaire. Alanna has been able to make things happen through the power of manifesting, truly transforming the way that she lives her life. Hello, Alanna. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Stevie. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you. So today we're going to be talking all things manifesting, and you have a pretty amazing approach to it.
I do, yeah. And it's actually an approach that I recently started a couple of months ago, back in July. I've always been big in manifesting, which we'll talk about today as some of the things that have worked in the past. But recently, I've come to learn about the 369 method. And ever since I've started this, my life has completely changed. So I'm very excited to share all about this method and how other people can experience it. I've been sharing it with other people, and they're too receiving the fruits that they've put into it as well. So it's really cool to see.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Alanna. And we are excited to bring this podcast to you. This episode is presented by Crunchmaster Crackers and Snacks. Crunchmaster is committed to providing that wholesome snacks can be enjoyed without compromise, providing gluten-free fuel for leaders across the U.S. Shop crunchmaster.com in local grocers like Kroger. So Alanna, let's dive in and chat a little bit about your approach. I want to hear from the beginning. Why did you start doing this? How did you get involved, and where is it taking you?
Yeah, so from the beginning, my mom has always been very spiritual, and she brought me up that way into believing in the power of the universe, law of attraction, thoughts become things, and I'm a firm believer in that. So this all kind of stems back to my illness. And for people who don't know, we will post other links of previous times Stevie and I've collaborated about my story, and feel free to reach out to me as well for more information. But to make a long story short, when I was going through this healing journey about 13 years ago, it didn't look good for me. Like, doctors thought I was going to have an ostomy bag for the rest of my life. And I did not want to have that ostomy bag. So every night, my mom and I, before I would go to bed, she would hold a pendulum over my stomach, and she would just hold it there and dangle it above. And we would both visualize my intestines healing, because that was what was wrong. My intestines were severely damaged. So we would just sit there with the pendulum and envision my intestines healing. And we would envision me eating normal foods and being fine without pain. We would envision me at the beach wearing a bikini without the ostomy bag. And within a month of doing this, I had I guess you could say it was a routine colonoscopy, but like, I guess colonoscopies aren't really routine in general. But when they went in for this, they realized my intestines had healed. And ever since then, I truly believe the power of the mind and belief and envisioning things as if they are already happened. It makes a huge difference. And then that good will ultimately come to you.
And just to provide a little bit of a plug for Alanna, what she's saying is Alanna died. Just a little tidbit there. She has an incredible story and really has taken this power of positive thinking, but also not just willy-nilly throwing good vibes into the universe. I mean, really, truly deciding what you want from your life and making that decision that will happen. I mean, and I think it's pretty incredible and powerful that what that looks like. And so your approach that you have started utilizing, I'd love to dive in because I'm really curious about what the true applicable approach to manifestation looks like.
Yeah, so I'll start a little. Before I got to this 369 method, I had always used it. I know in college, I really wanted an internship at CNN, and I applied. And each day I would wake up and I would say, thank you so much for letting me get this CNN internship. Thank you for letting me live in New York City for a semester. And I would say it and act as if it already happened. And, it got to a point that I almost forgot. I would say it every day, but I almost forgot about it. I'm like, okay, I guess I didn't get it. But before I knew it, about a month later, I got a call that I had received the internship. And so I know people say you can be overly positive, and I think there's a difference between being overly positive because um if I'm having a bad day, I'll have a bad day. It's not like, oh my God, I'm gonna do great. But there's a difference for anybody who's listening and like maybe rolling their eyes hearing this but right now. You can have bad days, I have bad days, but the thought of making your dreams come true and imagining them as if they already have, that is a big part of the manifesting experience, I guess you could say. And so, through the years, I've always done this, the law of attraction, thoughts become things. And recently, I've discovered the 369 method. Actually, one of my friends told me about it. And she was telling me how in the morning she writes down 3 affirmations. In the afternoon, she writes down 6. And then in the evening, she writes down 9. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. So I started doing it in July. And I tell you what, since I've been doing this, I can't even explain to you like all the good things that have come into my path. And so um, I'm going to continue to do this, and I firmly believe in it. And I've since passed it on to friends of mine. So, for example, I have a podcast called Girls with Guts Podcast, and my co-host Nicole. I told her about this because she was seeing all the good things that were happening. And I'm like, it's 369 method. I'm telling you, this is what it is. And she was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Um, and then I got her. So what I use is a journal that I found on Amazon, and I sent one to her, and she started to do it. And within like literally a week of doing it, she booked 3 national commercials.
That is
So
wild. I mean, and
yeah,
again, I don't want this to sound for anybody that's listening, that Wise Wellness Guild, we are very data driven, science backed,
yes,
but there are things that if you really look into the science of putting pen to paper, of making decisions, of
hmm
owning, kind of establishing intentions through the start of the day, I think that that's where the quantum energy of channeling your energy into one specific place versus it being erratically managed throughout the day, that there is
yes,
science behind that. There's been multiple books written about it, and not from like random people, I mean from very trusted, reliable
yeah.
resources. So I think it's really incredible. And so I mean, with the approach, can you just break it down for us about
Ye-
how to think about it, and then we'll put a link into the video and podcast link on how you can find out more.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how it works is you wake up, and as part of your morning routine, you write down your affirmation. So let's say that you want endless abundance and career success. So you would write, I am so grateful for endless abundance and career success. And you write it like that. I am so grateful for, as if you already have it. Now, the key here is as you write it, you have to actually believe it. You have to envision yourself with that endless flow of abundance coming in. You have to envision yourself at your true career, like best self. And you write it 3 times in the morning. A couple hours go by. Once you get to the afternoon, you write it down 6 times. You write it down 6 times, that same affirmation. And then as the evening comes around, right before you go to bed, you write it down 9 times. 3, 6, 9. And it's that same affirmation. I am so grateful for blah, 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 fill in the blanks. And the process of writing it, that tangible pen to paper, as you mentioned, makes a huge difference. Um, and then writing it and envisioning it as you write it, believing as if it's already there.
That's incredible. And I know that people, as we have had conversations in the past about people who are in really dark places, a lot of times it can feel challenging to feel gratitude for things that we have and really want more. For me, what I want to remind anybody that's listening is that you already have everything that you need inside of you. This is about unleashing possibilities for how to actually attract the things that are only going to enhance and bring out those things that are already inside of you. And
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be anything material, obviously. It can be anything. Like, I am so grateful for feeling as if I am enough. I am so grateful for attracting the love that I deserve. I am so grateful for full health and wellness. It can be it doesn't have to be anything material. It can be whatever it is that you truly feel that you need in your life, and you want to be somewhere. Act as if you already have it. Be grateful as if you already have it. Write that down. 369, and it'll come to you.
I love that. Well, Alanna, thank you so much. As I mentioned, I really see you as an incredible human and amazing partner in this transformation we're trying to help create for people here through Wise Wellness Guild. If you want to check out more about Alanna, you can check her out on Wise Wellness Guild. She has a shop on our page. You can also download Girls with Guts podcast. I was recently a guest on there, and I will tell you, we just had the best time. It was absolutely amazing. And I am in no way even the most remarkable person that they've interviewed. There are amazing stories on there that are just incredible and transformative. If you want to learn more about the 369 method, we'll go ahead and put that link into the description here. And Alanna, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you. You've been listening to Well Within 10, a bite-sized approach to working on your wellness. You can find more episodes wherever you get your podcasts.